Greetings to everyone. This is Pauline Gongang. How was your weekend? I'm sure it was very productive. Welcome to the new week. Today's topic of discussion is self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem concerns the values, your identity, your competence, the feeling of belonging. Self-esteem is from the intent. Greetings to everyone. This is Pauline Gongang. How was your weekend? I'm sure it was very productive. Welcome to the new week. Today's topic of discussion is self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem concerns the values, your identity, your competence, the feeling of belonging. Self-esteem is from the internal aspect, not from the external affiliations. When we talk of self-esteem, it's primary, not secondary. It's the first, not the second. Most times, our self-esteem can be rooted from our childhood memories, from the events we've attended, from the events or from the crises that we have encountered in our lives, and lastly, from our environment, from our relationship with people. That what builds our self-esteem. Self-esteem doesn't discriminate. Whether you're old, whether you're an adult, whether you're a child, whether you're a teenager, it affects everyone. Even when you're earning a low income or high income, no one is an exception. Self-esteem is a characteristic that builds your self-confidence. It's not something that you have to receive to have self-esteem. Self-esteem is inborn. That's why at the beginning of it I said your values, your competence, your identity. That's where self-esteem comes from. There are three types of self-esteem. We'll talk firstly of a highly self-esteem, whereby an individual is aware of who they are sure of what they have, and what they do is they include pride into it. Pride is not involved in it. They manipulate people because they know of what they have or who they are, and they start manipulating others. The second aspect I'll talk about the low self-esteem. This is an area where individuals, people are scared of failure. They plead to be accepted. They plead to belong to a particular environment. They have negative thoughts about themselves. They doubt their self-worth. The third aspect talk about health self-esteem is the balanced situation. It's whereby we know who we are, what we stand for, what we can offer, and we don't try to minimize others, we don't try to degrade others, we try to lift them up. It's no longer competition, it's more about contribution. If you find yourself in that category, bravo to you, that's good. And if you find yourself in the low self-esteem or high self-esteem, bravo to you. in life, it's all about growth. It's all about changes. Change is the only constant thing in life. It's just for you to change and be a better person. What are the characteristics of individuals who are dealing with self-esteem? Let's look at it from a positive side. They don't need to belong to a particular category. They know who they are and they stand by it. They don't plead for them to involve themselves in particular events. They get involved. An example can bring into whereby a group of persons are discussing a particular topic. Let's say, for example, politics. The person on your left talks about how there is an improvement in the institutions that governments are bringing into place. The person on your right speaks about, the socio-economic aspect of it, how it's improving the involvement of humanity or sectors in the society, and there's no one left out, and that is not that's improvement. And in the middle, you are lost. But yet you don't feel underestimated. You don't feel downgraded. You're not intimidated by their thoughts or their ideas. Chipping to say, what about the economic aspect of it? Do you think the women or do you think the children are left behind? You see, in that area, you are asking a question. You are not scared. You are not feeling ignorant or feeling stupid. Let me use the word stupid to say I'm asking a stupid question or the question is not irrelevant. No, it's relevant to the individual who do not bring out the economic aspect of it. You spoke about the political, you spoke about the social aspect. What about the economic aspect? What about the environmental aspect? That is self-esteem. So don't feel irrelevant. That's someone who has self-esteem, is not afraid to express themselves. They feel that their question is not stupid, it's rather relevant to the discussion. Another positive aspect of self-esteem is the self of identity. They know who they are and they don't try to compete with you, rather they contribute with you. An example I will bring forward identity is if you're a woman and if you're a man. Okay? So talk about the area of identity. If a man tries to bring out his strength, how he understands things on a logical point of view, you as a woman, you are really gifted in terms of emotional intelligence, in terms of your emotions. You bring out your emotions, you explain to them, no. If you view things in that area, look at it from the point of a woman. So you're not ashamed of your identity, you are proud of your identity, and you bring your point on the table. Another area I'll talk about is competence. I was talking about the positive side of self-esteem. Now I'll talk about competence. You know who you are. I know what you can offer. And you are not embarrassed to bring it out. They ask your opinion. What do you think about it? You say, I feel this should be done. They ask you why it should be done. You state and you outline the reasons why it should be done in that way you think it should be. And if the people around you having the same level of self-confidence as you, they won't try to degrade you, won't try to say your points are useless. Rather, they try to bring out critical thinking, to portray, to understand your point of view and how you can manifest it into something, the final product for them to bring out your idea into a physical being or into a physical product. So the positive aspect of self-esteem. A negative aspect of self-esteem or the negative consequences of low self-esteem, let's put it that way. You think about how you don't have boundaries. Everybody comes to you, you say yes, 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 and yes. By the end of the day, you realize your own life, your own plan, your own goals haven't been achievable. You've assisted others in achieving their goals. When it comes to you, you haven't achieved them because you don't have boundaries. You're ready to satisfy their quest. What about you? Have you filled in the gap you're trying to fill? Second, low self-esteem, or the negative consequence of low self-esteem, or the characteristics that shows that you have low self-esteem. The fear of failure. You never learn from success, you learn from failure. Success is a very enticing, exciting thing. If you feel so comfortable in success, then you'll never improve. Let me repeat myself again. Success is enticing, it's exciting. It brings a lot of joy, satisfaction. If you feel so comfortable in that area, you will never move ahead, you never forge ahead. You still be on that level. And when you see me on that same level, those who have been failing, who have been learning from their failure, obviously, they will surpass you, ahead of you, and you will not become like failure. So the fear of failure, you are scared of improving, you are scared of failing, you're scared of being the last. You don't want to be the first. Perfection is never the key to everything, or success is never the key to everything. You learn from failure, you never learn from success. Another aspect of low self-esteem we'll talk about the loss of control. You don't have control of anything. You have a life, but yet when you look at the history of your life, you realize that you are being controlled by other people. You don't own your life. You are being controlled by everybody. So those are the three areas in terms of the positive and the negative. So how can you improve on yourself? How can you want to be successful? Or how can you identify people who have high self-esteem, who have that balance way of self-esteem? Talk about self-responsibility. You have to be responsible for your actions, responsible for the decisions you make, responsible with your environment, what you let out and what you let in. Second, we talk about personal integrity. You have to improve on your personal integrity that comes to your identity, the kind of identity you want to portray in life. Third, talk about self-acceptance. Accept your weaknesses. Accept who you are. Accept your strength. Accept your weaknesses. Accept your flaws. If you don't accept yourself, don't expect someone else to accept who you are. And for you to be in that state, that scenario of being who you are, achieving your goals, obtaining your highest potentials, it starts from within. Do you spend time with yourself? Do you accept being alone? Do you accept the situation you find yourself in? Or are you still in the face of denial? Self-esteem is within. You don't have to receive it from material stuff, from political affiliations, material attainments, or rather words of positive affirmations from external people for you to build your self-esteem. It's from within. Practice the self-meditation. Improve that for you to be a better individual, for you to boost your self-esteem, for you to be accepted in that environment. So, that's all about it today. Hope you've learned something. Hope you've improved on your mind. Hope you've tried to understand people from their different perspective and how you want to be a better individual. If you have other areas or other aspects of self-esteem, don't hesitate to comment. Put it in the comment section and do your best to be a better individual. All the best for this week. Be productive and remember, be at the right place, do the right thing, and if not for you, walk away. All right, see you tomorrow.